Yo, what is up, guys? Frost, hello, hello. Silly Pumpkin, what is up? All right, we're gonna talk about some of this cheating bullshit. Desert, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, my man. So we've got some big changes here. Let's see. All right, is everything good on the stream? Is it laggy? Can you guys hear me okay, or is everything okay? All good? Okay, all right. Perfect. So, let's see here. Liam, what is up? Frost, what is new? So, there's been, and if you watch the video that I just released at any point in time, you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. I put in some receipts from like messages from like the community manager for Warpath and all the things that have been said dating back to September of last year, as well as like pictures of people cheating and all of that. So they've finally, well, I say finally, they're still not solving the problem. They're still not solving the problem because they're not banning emulators. I can't tell if we're being gaslighted as a community right now or if they're being genuine, because they did release, let me see if I can pull this up. You did it on streaming, then fuck yeah, bro. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. Period, the end. Let me see. I know they put a list, but they put a list up, and it basically shows like a couple of things of somebody's name, and it's like a whole list, and nobody's full name is there, and I think that's bullshit. Like, if you're gonna cheat, you need to be exposed. Period. It doesn't need to be behind a curtain. It doesn't need to be the first couple of letters of your name. You know. Like, let's be honest. So, like, and here's the thing. I see that just going fucking terribly wrong because now that they know it's just going to be the first 2 or 3 letters of somebody's name, maybe 4, the people that are going to cheat in other alliances are going to sit there and change their name to something of a team that they don't like, so it looks awful on them, even though it's not actually them cheating. So I see that just going very badly. They did. I'm going to read you guys. I just see what they're trying to do here, and I appreciate the steps. I want to make that clear. I appreciate the small steps that they're trying to make, but the problem is it's still not addressing the core, the root of the problem, which is unacceptable considering how many times it's been fucking suggested. And I'm saying that like that, so it hopefully drives the point home even more. And Frost, I've been doing that for a long time because it creates... The reason I do it is for the same reason you're asking, is because everybody wants to see how many resources I have. Everybody wants to see how many reserves I have. And if I don't show anybody that, then it leaves an air of mystery. Nobody knows if I'm fighting with 100 reserves or with 12,000 reserves. And that's just how I like it. Let's see. So this is from our community manager, Derek. He said, "Hey, commander, or dear commanders, greetings. We appreciate your longstanding love and support for Warpath and your valuable suggestions. As commanders who have accompanied us in our growth, your concerns about the game's fairness and community environment have been fully received by our team. We value every observation and analysis you've presented and appreciate you taking the time to inform us." We've only been informing you for like 2 years now, so excuse us. "We recognize the impact that multi-account operations with the use of multi-instant sync can have on the gameplay experience. We are committed to addressing these significant issues through ongoing investigation and the continuous improvement of our anti-cheat system." Like, why not ban emulators? You literally just said with the use of multi-instant syncs. Like, what? In response to your suggestions for enhancing cheat detection, we will implement the following updates to the anti-cheating system this month. Number 1, we will conduct more rigorous detection and punishment of rule-breaking players, expand the scope and frequency of multi-account detection. Number 2, stricter penalties for repeat offenders. Oh, here we go. This is going to be great. First offense is a warning. Really? So we're going to let somebody cheat and just give them a slap on the wrist. Good. That's fun. Okay, then second offense is going to be a 16-hour ban. The third offense is going to be a 24-hour or a one-day ban. Then a fourth offense is going to be a 32-hour ban. So not even a full 2 days, with escalating bans up to a maximum of 15 days. So 15 days is as much as you can get banned for. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I can see people exploiting this, right? So let's say we're in Vancouver right now, okay? We're in Vancouver. We've got the weather system. Big fight coming up. Towns opening, military labs opening, something's opening, right? And, the next day happens to be bad weather, which means nobody's going to fight anyway. So why not fire up those multi-instances, cheat our asses off? Then I'll just sit my 16-hour ban out during the bad weather when nothing's going to happen anyway. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I've been calling this shit for 2 years, and I've been right. Damn it. I've been right every step of the way, and I am not afraid to say it anymore. I've been fucking right, and it's going to happen again. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Until they freaking remove emulators from the game outside of, using them for a testing environment only, anything that's going on the live servers, there is no need for emulators. Now, moving on to number 3. Faster response to player reports. Verified cases of cheating will be addressed promptly. We encourage all commanders to report suspicious behavior via in-game customer support, WhatsApp, or by emailing us at warpathservice@lilithgames.com. Please use subject line fairness suggestions. In the post, and it was a thread basically, you'll find a list of players who were penalized in the past 2 months. Fair play is a core value of our game, and with your help, we are committed to maintaining fair playing field for everyone. Thanks for being part of the journey. Let's continue to build the community we can all be proud of. Okay, well, see, that's just not good enough. It's a step in the right direction, but that is absolutely not good enough. They're not addressing the problem, and they're still trying to get the community to police the cheating. No, that is your job. As a development studio, that is your job to put something in place to prevent the cheating. Invest the money. You're making a lot of it. Invest the money. Period. We don't need as a community to continue police this shit anymore. Period. We don't. It's not up to us, because all that happens when we police it is we send them proof, we send them evidence, and then they're like, oh, well, we checked into it and there's not enough evidence here. So we detect no irregular activity. So nobody's going to get punished. No problem. Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts? I wanted to hop on here and see what everybody else thought about all this. That's my opinion. There's not any fighting going on. This isn't going to be like a action-packed stream. I just want to discuss the recent changes taking place here in Warpath in regard to the cheating itself. And then while I do that, I'm going to open up, I guess we just did the paratrooper. So I'm going to open up these blueprints. Maybe they'll at least give me some good blueprints to offset how pissed off I am for the cheating. Oh, yep, nothing. Oh, do. How many points? How many of those do I have? 83. Is there anything I want to buy in here? What was this one? Oh, yeah. Do I want to buy an anti-sub? Yeah, I do. Actually, yeah, I do. Oh, good. Nothing again. Wonderful. Love that. So what's everybody got? Anybody have any opinions or thoughts or any of the above on this? Good evening, Dev's like, yeah, absolutely, man. How you been? I often shit on you on Discord for other reasons, but we agree on this time. You shit on me. Hey, well, you know what? The good news is you're not the only one that shits on me, and the better news is I don't care. You know what they say, if you don't have haters, you ain't doing something right. Amen. I don't even know what that means, Thanos. I mean, I know what the word means, but I'm sure there's like code for something, so I'm not sure if I should repeat that. There needs to be more people like you doing these kind of videos. As community, we need to stick together. Else nothing will be. Well, see, I've been making this. This is the thing, right? So I've been making videos about cheating. I've been one of only a handful of content creators who has made videos, and I would say I've done more of them than any other content creator, calling out the cheating and just the blatant lack of any kind of accountability. And I've received an immense amount of hate. That's why half the people that hate me, not because I've done anything wrong to them, but just because their buddies were in an alliance that I called out for cheating, which it turned out to be true. I've never called an alliance out for cheating that was not cheating. And it's been confirmed. I've been right every step of the way, even when they're crying like, oh, we're not cheating. Yeah, well, you were, and you got caught, and it is confirmed. And so what happens is that, you know, these people in these alliances that get caught cheating that I call out, they end up hating me, and then they talk shit about me to their friends, and then their friends end up hating me, and their friends don't even know me. They just think I'm a bad guy because they're told I'm a bad guy by somebody who doesn't like me because I caught their team cheating. Like, it's just a spiral effect. So I stopped caring if people liked me a long fucking time ago, man, to be just perfectly honest. I've been calling this shit out for 2.5 years, and I've gotten so much hate from it. I've been told I can't join alliances because people don't like me from shit in the past. Like, get over yourself. Period. If you don't want to get called out, don't fucking do anything. Don't cheat. Don't break the rules. Don't be a scumbag. It seems pretty simple. I think the ban list is BS. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's a start. I'm not going to knock. Whoa, shit. Hold on. All right. I guess I might have to go over here. But yeah, it's a start, but they need to put the full names, man. There's no reason to protect these people. These cheaters are not trying to protect us as a community. They're not doing the right thing, so expose them, period. Like, why not? Why not? Put their whole name, put the alliance they're associated with, and let's ball out. You know what I mean? Like, if you could see a criminal's name, on a website, why can't we see a cheater's name on the list? There needs to be more people like you doing this kind of videos as a community. Oh, yeah, all right. It's Buds, by the way. So I know how. Well, hey, man, I appreciate that. I've been wearing the shit for like I said, about 2.5 years. So hopefully people are finally starting to realize that what I say is true and I'm not just calling alliances out. I've gotten that a lot too. Everybody's like, oh, well, you're just calling them out for cheating because you don't like them. Well, no, not at all. I'm calling people out because they're cheating, not because I don't like them. Now, I don't like what they're doing, right? The cheating I absolutely don't like, but I have no problem with individuals as people necessarily. But yeah, I mean, I've just always stood up for what's right for the community and will continue to do so. And that is that. If somebody hates me for doing that, that's their problem, not mine. Let's keep the discussion going. If anybody's got any thoughts, opinions, ideas, perspectives, tell me where you think this is going to go. Think it'll be work, or think it's going to work? Think it's going to continue to fester? Think it's going to deter it temporarily, and then when the dust settles, it's going to go right back to all hell breaks loose? What about I've just joined, so how are they actually cheating things? I'm not sure I understand your question. Can you clarify that for me? They don't care because they're making too much money from it. In a lot of cases, absolutely. And that's the problem. The problem is not the making money. They're in the business of making money. I think the vast majority of the community fully understands and completely respects that. But you've got two demographics, right? You've got your absolute mega whales, which are pumping hundreds of thousands, if not maybe some cases, a couple of cases, possibly breaking that million mark into the game. Totally get it. But then your bigger chunk of the community, I would say probably 60 to 70%. I could be wrong. I'm just speculating here, but I would say 60 to 70% of our entire community is small to medium spenders. There's some truly free to play, but most everybody invests some form of money at some point in time throughout the game, right? So if you let this cheating continue to happen and to fester and to take place, and you let that 60 to 70% of your money dry up, yeah, you're still going to have mega whales for a short period of time, but that'll die too, because when the mega whales don't have anybody to kill because the bulk of your player base has left the game because you won't fix the cheating, like actually fix it, like banned emulators, then your money from the biggest demographic in the game dries up. That hurts. The whales can keep you floating, but it's still going to really, really hurt the back end. And then here goes the whales when they have nobody to really kill. So, like, I don't know. It seems pretty clear to me that, like, I don't know. I mean, they've pretty much at this point all but said that the account sharing is fine. And, I do understand that perspective. Thanos is one guy that has made a valid point to that perspective. I'm not saying it's right because technically, based on the Lilith terms of service, it's considered cheating, but they literally do not enforce it whatsoever. And truthfully, every alliance at this point pretty much does it, so it's kind of hard to, it's like the pot calling the kettle black, right? Like that would be pretty hypocritical for people to start pointing fingers for account sharing when, not every player does it. I've literally never shared my account in my entire Warpath existence. Never. Nobody's ever been on my account. I've never been on anybody else's account, period, the end. But, the argument for account sharing is like, okay, well, one person being on one account is one thing. When you're using like emulators, for example, one person being on 15 accounts and running full AGs is something different. And I agree with that. I do agree with that. I simply think that Lilith needs to update their terms of service to clearly state that account sharing is allowed and will not be punished. Because when they say it's against the rules and then it happens, that's hypocritical. What else we got? I just joined the chat. How are they cheating? How is who cheating? In year 4 and 5 months, I have 403 million power, base collector 33, and I spent around $3,500. I understand you hide your resources, but they can be seen in your video you put out 30 minutes ago. Well, of course they can. Of course they can, because I wasn't in the middle of a theater of conquest. I mean, to be fair, I'm not either now. So, I mean, there's nothing I'm actually hiding. It's just like that. Now, I think in the first part of the video, I did have it up, but then I removed it because it just doesn't matter now. I mainly have that for the Theater of Conquest stuff. The emulator's got to go, though. Like, period. These guys, I mean, there's fucking pictures. Look. Let me go back and see if I can pull these up. Give me just a minute, guys. I'm gonna see if I can go track down some of these pictures. And if you guys have watched my video that I just released, you'll see them. And I definitely encourage you to obviously go look at the video that I just put up. But let me do this. I'm gonna send you, or I'm gonna try to get this uploaded. Hold on, real quick. All right, hold on. Let's go here and here. All right. Let's see. I have a pic somewhere with a guy sitting with 6 phones. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, check this out. Let me get this pulled up. All right, so we're looking on screen here. All right. We've got one main account on the actual Warpath, like, official client. We've got 1, 2, 3, and a 4th account here. 2 phones, a pack of breath mints because our shit stank, and then 2 credit cards to fucking ball out on Warpath. Like, give me a motherfucking break, okay? All right? This is not fucking it. How you gonna tell me this dude's playing fair? He's got fucking 5, 6, 7 accounts going. And breath mints because he ain't left his fucking chair in 48 hours. Like, what? Absolutely not. You can see this person's very clearly from W73. So anybody that's playing against these guys, they're cheating their ass off, in case you're wondering. And look, you could see at the very top, LD player right there. Look at that. Right there. Right there. It's just plain as day. Oh, guess what LD player is? Oh, it's an emulator. Shocker. All right, hang on. That's one. Let me keep cooking here. Hold on. All right, so let's go here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the main client. This is that Jackie player. And then I'm assuming, I can't confirm, obviously, because we can't see the screen, but I would imagine there's at least two other accounts there, so that would make a total of 7. All right. Then let's see here. Oh, yeah, this is a different one. Okay, so shit. Let me zoom in on this. You guys can see it a little bit more. Maybe that's a little better. I don't know. All right, so this person's got a tablet, 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts, and then a whole ass laptop right here. So we got 4, 5, 6 accounts rocking at one time. And that's, I mean, that may be all of them. That may not be all of them. That's just what's pictured. So we've got one person playing 6 accounts. Like what? CQ, what's up, bro? Appreciate you coming to hang out at the stream. Yeah, no shit, Liam. It's like, okay, that's like robbing a convenience store and sitting there and waving at the camera with your mask off. It's like, hey, guys, like, look at me. I'm robbing the place. Like, what? What? No, sir. No, sir. Before the PC version was understandable, the emulator usage now will have tools to block them, or if not, just take measures to... Okay, yeah, absolutely. So I agree. Before the PC version, there wasn't another option. There wasn't an official, Warpath client option, but now there absolutely is, and they absolutely have ways to... And I've talked to people that are very knowledgeable in this space, that work in this space and do this for a living. They absolutely have the ability to block emulator usage on the live servers. The only time an emulator should be allowed is in test server environments, like when they did the naval testing, or like when a content creator is on the test server doing or covering footage for the upcoming update that's not released yet. Like those situations where there's zero combat actually taking place. Well, I guess in the Navy testing, or like way back in the day for the Air Force testing, like when you're testing units or something, that would make sense. But in a real live server game environment, there needs to be 0 emulators, period. The end. It's as simple as that. They're in a way, though? Like, what do you mean? What's in a way? Four times cheating 32 hour. I mean, come on. Yeah, no, absolutely, right? And like I said, I know there's been a handful of more people that have joined, right? Here's what's going to happen, bro. Here's exactly what's going to happen, and I've been right for damn near 3 years, okay? And I'm going to be right on this one, whether anybody wants to believe me or wants to once again just throw a bunch of shade my way and then find out in 2.5 more years that, oh, Death Wish was right again. Here's what's going to happen with that, like, pitiful little, it's, don't get me wrong. I'll give credit where credit's due, right? The 32-hour ban is way better than the 1-hour ban that they were sending out to people for a long time. So at least a step in the right direction. I'm not going to just shit on Lilith here, or the devs. I will give credit where credit's due. It's a step in the right direction. Now, there's two things that are going to have to be paid attention to. Number one, are they enforcing it? And number two, is it working? And my guess is going to be it's not going to work for very long. It might be a semi-deterrent for right now, and that's as far as it'll go. Because what's going to happen is that we're in Vancouver right now, and I'll use this as an example. You've also got San Francisco, for example, that have the weather system. And this is just for those of you that are just somewhat now joining. What's going to happen is people are going to manipulate this ban time, right? Let's say you have a big battle going on for like a military factory or whatever it may be on the map that you're on at that time. And then the next day happens to be stormy, which, as we all know, for the most part, no fighting takes place during that time anyway. So, why not fire up the emulators? Why not run, 87 army groups, cheat your ass off, eat your 16-hour ban when, nobody's fighting anyway? It doesn't matter. And then, the next day at reset, we're back in business as usual. I mean, that's what's going to happen, right? Now, you can't do that on every map because every map doesn't have the weather system, but there's going to be ways to exploit this. I'm just telling you right now. Yeah, I agree, Bruno. They need to start somewhere. The problem is they should have started somewhere 2.5 years ago, and they should have listened to us, and they should have banned emulators. Like, us as a community are telling them what the problem is, and they're still not putting a stop to that problem, right? In the video that I released, I literally go back and read off and showed the release or some of the announcements that were put into place last year in September and October of last year regarding this same thing. Look, I'll go back to it. Give me just a second here. I got to scroll back enough to find it. Oh, maybe I passed it. Hold on. Sorry if you guys hear the barking. It's my next door neighbor's dog. Okay. Let me see here. Oh yeah, here's one. All right, this is from Derek, the Warpath community manager, October 17th of 2024. This is a long one, so bear with me here, guys. The suggestion was, I would like to request that the Lilith producer and team address the community on their plan to counter cheating in context of account sharing and the use of unofficial clients and emulators that allow one or a few persons to control a large number of accounts using multiple emulator instances, better known as multi-boxing, on a single device to gain an unfair activity and unit advantage over alliances that play fairly with one person per account. There are known instances of alliances using as few as 2 to 6 people to control upwards of 50 accounts on a single device. That is true. This should be addressed in context of what the actual actions, plans, and changes to the game does Lilith have planned to not only encourage and remind of the game policy, but to actually enforce it. For example, there are confirmed methods to add code to the game developed with Unity to detect if applications run in an emulator environment instead of the official game client. Secondly, there is an official game client. Why has Lilith continued to allow the use of third-party emulators given these anti-cheat measures are available? The use of emulators in a single device is likely to be the root of most of the unfair gameplay. Absolutely agreed. While account sharing is very complex to resolve accurately and fairly, preventing the use of emulators, I believe, would reduce the majority of unfair gameplay that still exists in the game. Let me scroll down. Still exists. Beyond this, it would also be nice for Lilith, at a minimum, just to acknowledge some of the problems in the game to the community with even drafts of concepts of plans, if that's all you have, rather than go 6 months to a year with only paid content while you do nothing, or while you do not use that funding to proportionately improve the existing game experience. I believe emulators are 99% of the problem. That is a fact. The rest would be negligible in comparison. Thank you, DX7. Shout out DX7. Doesn't create content anymore, but wonderful, wonderful guy. Here's the suggestion, or here's the answer, the reply from the devs. Thank you for your suggestion. Our team has already updated our anti-cheat system, and we are continuing to upgrade it. We will soon release a ban list in our community. We really appreciate your love and support for the game. This was, like I said, let me confirm, this was October 17th. The very first ban list that we have ever received was today on May 22nd of 2025. I mean, this is why I say it feels like we're being gaslighted again, like we're being told that these things are going to start happening. We're going to be we've been told that these ban lists are going to start coming out every month. Let's see if it happens. If it happens, good. If it doesn't, then there needs to be another big run, pushback from the community. That's why they've addressed it, right? Like they've proven, which is the right thing to do from a business perspective, is when your community, when your clients, which is us, the community, starts to really push on a topic, you look into it, right? And so they did that. I'm going to, once again, give credit where credit is due, because I do believe a lot of them are trying to do the right thing. And when I say them, I mean the development team. There's a money part of it. I get it. But they need to freaking ban emulators, period. Let the account sharing go. Everybody does it. Doesn't matter. And when I say everybody, I mean alliances, not individual players. But all the alliances do it. Whatever. Forget the account sharing. Fix the rule on the terms of service to say account sharing is fine. No problem. Get rid of the fucking emulators, though. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. How long should they be banned for? I reckon the 3 months. No, here's my suggestion, bro. Here's my suggestion. I've been saying this for a year. You got 3-strike policy. First time, there's no warning, there's no slap on the wrist. You know exactly what you're doing when you're cheating. You don't need to be warned to not do it. You know it's wrong when you do it, period, the end. So your first offense, 7-day ban. That's a week, all right? You want to fuck around and find out again? Great. That's a 30-day ban, your second offense. Third time, you're intentionally now doing it. Second time, you're intentionally doing it. Hell, the first time, you're intentionally doing it. But by the third time, you're just not going to stop. So 3 strikes and your ass is out of here. We'll take the permanent ban. Good luck. Get them out of the game. Period. The end. I mean, there doesn't need to be a slap on the wrist. There doesn't need to be let's have a little 5-hour ban. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Make it worth people's time to stop. That's what'll get people's attention. You start waxing some of these guys out of this game real fast, everybody's asshole's going to pucker up real tight and people are going to stop in a hurry. Period. I'm telling you right now, you ban one big player for cheating, you actually ban one big player for cheating, everybody's ass is going to shrink that tight. Problem solved. Where do you see the list? It's in the official Discord, official Warpath Discord, apparently somewhere in the chat. Then I'm sure you could just ask around. A bunch of people have it. So it's not, to be honest, it's a start for sure, but it's not very helpful because you can't even see the actual names of who did it. So it's kind of like, good luck. You know, and how many times, I've seen it a lot, right? How many times has somebody like changed their name to be similar to that of another player just to troll them or something like that? And let's say this is where I see it going awry, because you need to put their full name and the alliance they're associated with at the time of the cheating. Because if you don't, then there's going to be people that are exploiting that. They're going to change their name to something super, super similar to a player they don't like or an alliance they don't like. They're going to cheat, get caught, and just the first few letters are going to be in there, and everybody's going to be calling out that particular player or that particular alliance. And then it's just going to turn into a whole other problem, period. Period. F2P were with S40 and now you expose them. I didn't expose anybody, bro. I haven't made a video about F2P. Did they cheat? I haven't said anything about them cheating. As an alliance, I mean, it looked like there was that one player, but I haven't called out their alliance. I don't think I've made a video about F2P. I haven't made a video about anybody cheating recently. And that's by design, because I literally was the only one, or one of the only ones, that were covering cheating on a consistent basis, exposing everybody. I got a ton of hate, which again is completely fine, could care less. But I just decided this go around, it was somebody else's turn to take the lead, because I'm not always going to be that guy that just sits there and, puts my nuts on the chopping block for everybody. Somebody else is going to have to step up. But the main question is, have Lilith some interest to permaban who is cheating, seeing that who are caught until now? Okay, hold on. Let me try to decipher that. Have Lilith some interest to ban permanently, I'm assuming is what you mean, who is cheating, seeing that who are caught until now are alliances who spend a lot? Hey, I'm just telling you, bro, I don't think you have to ban it. I think you ban one big player, like that's actually cheating. Don't just go ban some random account, right? You ban one big account for cheating that's actually cheating, and I'm telling you right now, everybody's ass is gonna tighten up so fast that you could crack a walnut in between them cheeks. And I think that right there would send a very clear message that we're done with this. And if you keep doing it, your ass is gonna be next. And you do it a couple times, right? It does not take a lot. You do it a couple times, and I guarantee you that the cheating, it'll stop. But here's the other part of that. We keep going back to the money side of this, right? Which, again, I fully understand. I fully get and fully agree that there's a business to be ran, and you have to have money for the business. So you want spenders in the game. Here's a novel idea. Ban the emulators, okay? Ban the emulators so it's not even an option. Nobody can get permanently banned for running emulators in multi-boxing, right? So you take that option totally off the table anyway if you ban emulators, and then just change your terms of service to allow account sharing, so those whales can still have pilots running their accounts. I'm not saying it's great, but it's way, way, way less worse than multi-boxing, right? So ban the emulators, approve account sharing, and let everybody just enjoy the game, period. If you get caught multi-boxing after you've, if you find a workaround after you ban multi-boxing, smoke them. It's easy. It's very easy. It's just not hard. It's just not hard. Like the time AV got a few banned during, yes, but that was actually for a different reason, to be fair. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't have players cheating, because I very much believe they did. But the players in question that you're discussing actually got banned for currency manipulation. They're basically screwing Lilith over. See, and Lilith is, I'll tell you what, boy, they'll jump on that shit. They'll fix a problem in a hurry if it's costing them money. Whew. If only we got that kind of support on the cheating, boy, we'd have us a fair game now. Why is their mute policy more strict than... Hey, that's facts right there, Michael. That's facts right there, bruh. Didn't really think about that, but you make a valid point. One of my alliance members has gotten a 6-month chat ban. Pfft, yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of that. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, I've had my fair share of mutes or chat bans or whatever. I haven't really had any in a long time because I've simmered it back. But yeah, I've gone down that road a few times back in my day. Oh, boy. Man, this is fun. This is intense. Put up a protest and stop spending, then it would put Lilith to work. Yeah, so nobody's going to stop spending. I totally hear you. I totally hear you. I mean, if everybody actually did it, I'd probably, raise some eyebrows, but nobody's actually going to do that, right? And to be honest, they don't need to go to that extreme. They've acknowledged it, right? I want to give credit. Like I said, where credit is due. They have acknowledged it, and that is absolutely a great step in the right direction. 100%, nobody can deny that. But just like the post that I read to you from October, acknowledging it is one thing. They've already acknowledged it twice before. They acknowledged it in September. They acknowledged it in October. Acknowledging it is one thing, and that's fine. But when you don't do anything to enforce it, that acknowledgement of it is completely void, right? And then it's like, then that's when people start to look around and be like, are we getting gaslighted here? Like, we're being told we're going to have these reports. We never get these reports. We're told players are going to start getting cracked down on. Nobody gets cracked down on because the cheating is more prevalent now than it ever has been before in Warpath. I called it. Would you have a tree grow or a knee grow? Okay. I see what you did there. That's, oh boy. Okay. All right. So that is, no. That's, oh man. No. We're not doing that again. It's going good, Crystal. Change of topic. Are we going to see a temporary massive wave of players? Change of topic. Are we going to see a temporary massive wave of... that's a great question. I don't know. Here, look. I'll show you the current battlefield. Bro, did you... Yeah, 100%. I literally didn't register that until after it had come out of my mouth. I figured, like, I don't know what I thought, honestly. It just never... I've never even seen that line. Never again. That was obviously... Yes. That was not... I did not say that. I just read what was put on the screen. I have... Yes. And I'm sorry for saying that. I did not catch on in time. Frost. All right, sounds good, man. I appreciate coming to hang out for a bit. For one-off event for the key. So, I mean, to be honest, I think this is probably the most, and I'm not saying it's fully balanced because I can assure you that it is, that it is most definitely not completely balanced. But, we've got, and of course, some of this is like, this isn't necessarily true power because there's, of course, buffs. Shut up, Noxy, bro. Yeah, so people may have buffs, people may not have their true strength. So this is just kind of obviously an overview. But you've got F2P at the number one spot in terms of overall power with 72. You got 300 with 70, 40 with 70, Goth with 65, MDAF at 64, 27 NT 62. Right, so this is a fairly balanced field, right? Again, factoring buffs and stuff like that, you've got about a 10 billion power difference between 6 and 1. I'm not saying that's wonderful, but there's enough whales on all of these teams and stuff like that to at least, I'm going to consider everything up to 27 NT fairly balanced, right? It's not going to be perfect every time, but these top 6 teams here, I mean, that's pretty damn close to being balanced. Now, you get to fire 36 billion, right? Like, these guys are a gold team, and that is not a knock on them at all. Like, that is what they have built their team for. Why are they here? Why are they competing against 70 billion power alliances? Like, it don't make sense. And now, to be fair, I don't know how strong a lot of these gold teams are. Maybe these gold teams are like, 8-10 billion. And so, like, it does make sense for them to be here, but I just don't think that's the case. And then this triple N team at 26 billion. I don't feel bad for these guys, to be honest, because these guys did it to themselves. They were trying to split to go gold, which I understand why they were trying to do that. I do. I see both sides of that. I'll play devil's advocate here. I absolutely understand why they try to do that. But if you put their teams together, they're absolutely an epic level team. So they should have just put them together. Like, I mean, how are you going to roll with this guy and expect to get into gold, right? Or this guy. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, when you're like, or this guy, like you can't expect to do that and actually get into gold, right? Or this guy, or this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to kind of be realistic there. Let's see what old Fire's got. Okay, so there's 600-ish million going on here. Let's see, they got any big boys? There's 6 mid. Oh, you've got this guy. Shout out to Arc Tangent. We used to play together, by the way. Great fighter, for the record. But, I can see. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, here's a bunch of alts probably just for, repute or energy. I could see these guys being thrown into Epic. They've got some firepower behind them, no question about it. I could see why they'd be frustrated. I mean, you take, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Take 15 minus 85 you're down to 70. You got 70 players. You can't expect to compete in Epic like that, right? But that's what they built their team around. They took that gamble. I mean, I get both sides, but they kind of protested, and I support them, honestly. I don't know. It's quite interesting. Let's see. You know what? Just for the record, let's go take a look. What did they do as cheating? What did who do as they were cheating? We got a big family with bunch of alliances. I think the topic of temporary merge for the event is on the line. Oh, go for it. What was I about to do? Oh, yes. Let's take a look here. All right, so let's go to gold, and let's see what some of the power is for these guys. So that's 28 bill, 24 bill, 30.6, 22.4, 26, 25, 25, 24. All right, what do we got? 29, 33, 32, 33, 28, 30, 23, 33, 28, 35. I mean, how the fuck did these guys not get into Epic? But the 26 billion alliance did. I mean, I understand it's a whale. Oh, they got a whale too. Well, they got a couple of them. What? They've got some big bases in here. Like, how are these guys not in Epic? I mean, they don't have. I mean, they've got one more player than the Triple N team. Like, I mean, they definitely don't have as many whales. So I guess I could see that, but like that's the stuff that pisses people off right there, and I understand. I definitely understand. I thought you had more than 5 million kills. Nah, I've actually got a life, and I don't cheat. Shockingly enough, I don't cheat. I don't account share. Everything that is on my account, I have absolutely earned myself, and I can very confidently and proudly say that. So I will take my kills because I know they're all the kills I have earned. So yeah, going back to this, again, it's the whales that did it, for sure. These guys, again, I get it. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, oh man. I do see where Lilith is coming from and why they would put these two here. I do genuinely see that. I know that's probably going to piss some people off, but I do get it. I really do. But I understand their frustration too. I mean, honestly, what they should have done is probably just scrap the 7 and 8 spot if there's not, somewhat comparable power, and just made it a six roster event. Last time I saw you, you were 200 million. Just a messenger here. All right, let's see. Alex said show this all right, wrong thing. All right, let me go over here. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so this 20, what was the other one? I think they were 26, so this is 28.9. So we've got Alex. Shout out to my boy Alex. We love us some big Alex. Dog Karma, 1 point. What? This guy's bigger than that last dude in the other team. All right. I mean, ate a shit. These guys are bigger than damn Fire. They're not overall power, but they've got some bigger whales than Fire. To be fair, both these teams should have probably been an Epic, to be honest. I don't know. Now, I also want to preface all this by saying that the leadership on this NNN team, like both of them, is really not to blame, to be fair. They did the democratic thing. They put up a vote to their alliance members, and their alliance members voted to split teams and go to gold. So really, to be honest, it's the alliance members that voted to do it. It's their fault. 100% it's their fault. And if any of them are all upset and huffy and disgruntled about it after they voted for it, I mean, that's just stupid. That's just really stupid. Like, you voted for it. You can't be upset about what you voted for. Oh, man, this is good. It's getting hot and heavy in here, folks. I don't know. What are we thinking, guys? Does anybody else have, okay, well, you can't blame Alex. You can't blame Alex because Alex wouldn't have even had to do those calculations if it wasn't for the vote that the team members made. They could have very easily voted, let's stick together and let's go fight in Epic, which is what should have been done. And if they'd have voted for that, Alex didn't have to do the calculations. What's my opinion on the new Super VIP store? I've actually got a video coming out about that. So I will definitely give you my opinion in that video. I love simple stuff. I just want to fly in game. Oh, man. Oof. I don't know, guys. I think with that, I am going to wrap this stream up. I figured it would be my opinion on DeadX selling off. I mean, I don't have an opinion. It's his account. He can do what he wants. I'm a huge DX7 fan. I always have been. Him and I have a really, really good relationship. I would say I have out of all the other content creators, I had the best relationship with him for sure. You know, we chatted fairly frequently, and I know he got some hate from, you know, certain teams or certain people, which, I mean, I've got plenty of my own hate, so, you know, whatever. I don't care what anybody else says. I knew him personally, and I drew my own conclusion on him, and I like him. So him selling, it's his own opinion, it's his account. Or it's his own choice, it's his account, so I don't have an opinion. As long as he's happy, that's what matters. But can we see your Dominion research? No, sir. I have actually been a little bit more tight-lipped about what I'm doing research-wise, so that way there's an air of mystery. I've been taking a little bit of a different approach on some things for a reason. But I do appreciate you asking 100%. I wonder how people could sell off their accounts when it's against TOS. Well, about the same reason that they can do everything else that's against TOS. It's just not enforced. No, you're good, Piranha. No worries, bro. I just wanted to thank you for your content. The game is quite difficult, but you managed to make it easier. Oh, I appreciate that, man. It's very kind of you. I'm glad to hear that the content helped for sure. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I am going to get some lunch, and I've got more videos rolling out this week and next week, so make sure to be on the lookout for those. And hopefully the cheating is going to get better. I hope. If it doesn't, we'll be back here again at some point, I'm sure. So, that being said, thank you guys for coming to hang out, and I will see you